Hi, Eva. I am so glad that you're here to tell people about your online business journey. But before we go into that, you need to tell everyone listening or watching, what do you do?
Hi, Sigrun. Thank you so much for inviting me. It's a great honor for me. And hello, everyone. My name is Eva Lorenc. I come from Czech Republic. I live near Prague, and I'm a classical pianist and a very enthusiastic piano teacher. I teach women and also men to play the piano from the very beginnings up until the level they desire, so up to the highest level. I am working as a piano teacher for a long time, but since 2016, I've opened the path to also teach through my online courses,
Mm.
which is why I'm here today with you.
Yeah, yes. So you had an offline school for many years. And then what made you want to take your business online?
Mhm. There were a number of reasons. I still have my offline piano school. It's a private school because it has always been my dream to have my own school where I can follow my own method, which proved to be very successful with the students. And after some years with the offline school, I realized that the demand for piano lessons with me, like personally as a teacher, was much greater than I could teach because day only has 24 hours and a week has only 7 days. And I had a long wait list of people who were in time getting a bit angry because they could not get into my class because I was teaching like maybe 50 people a week, and I began to feel a little burnt out because I was repeating many things that to many people that were the same things. So
Yeah.
I had this idea that perhaps I could do some pre-recorded videos where I would explain some basics, and just everyone could watch it. And then when it come to the class, we could already take it from there to another level. And
Mm.
this is where this idea came to try, because as a classical pianist, I never believed that I could actually create an online school for teaching piano. It was like, for me, it was like, it won't work. But
Yeah.
I found a way that it actually works really, really amazingly. Another reason was that before I started my online business, we were already thinking about having a baby with my husband. And I knew that when I'm on maternity leave, I will not be able to teach, which is my great passion. And I
Yeah.
just didn't want the teaching go away when I am also a mother. And having the online business is actually, it's superb because I have two kids right now. They are 1 and 3 years old, and I'm a full-time mother and I'm a full-time entrepreneur, and I didn't have to give up on my dream, which is
Yeah.
amazing.
Oh, that's so beautiful. It makes me so happy when women can keep on doing what they love and still have children and hobbies and take care of aging parents or whatever else we need to do in our lives. So you started 2016, but what was your breaking point, or let's say your big milestone when things start to really work for you online?
Well, when I created my first online course, it was for adult piano beginners from the very beginning, because that's what I was thinking. Like, I can show them how to master the very beginnings, and then we can perhaps have private lessons or whatever. I just created a course without, thinking too much about it. It took me the whole summer, and then in autumn 2017, I just sent the offer to my list because I had a website and I had a couple of hundred people on my list already who were reading my blog posts and following me on YouTube and stuff. So I was like, hey, this is the offer. It was not even a launch or something. It was like, I just did this course and maybe you will be happy to sign up. And I got 53 signups for the
Wow.
first time.
Yeah.
And at that time, it meant that I made in one, I don't know, week, money that I was making almost for the whole year before when I was teaching privately. And for
Wow.
me, it was like, oh my God, like this kind of money, I never had it in my account before, and I was like, how is this possible? So I was like, oh my God, I have to really make this work. So I was giving personal advices to each of my students. They were sending me videos how they practice at home. I was video by the piano telling them exactly what they should do, how they should practice. And it was a great success because the students, they loved it. They
Yeah.
loved method. They loved the communication, the support, and we even had an online concert at the end where everybody played what they learned in those, it was 6 weeks back then.
Yeah.
And it was just, I was like, it changed my life. It changed the way I looked on piano teaching. And after that, they wanted to continue with me. So I
Yeah.
did another course for them. And this is how things got started.
But then you wanted to scale up, and you were even thinking like, hey, I want maybe my online business to be the major thing and maybe the offline business a little bit less. When was that shift for you?
That shift was when I already had my first daughter, and we were thinking about having another baby. And I knew that I cannot teach offline like so many students as I did before. And I also began to see that the offline business, the school is marvelous that we have, but it can still have as many students as there are rooms and teachers. And the cost for the online business was actually very high. Like it still is. Like we cover the wages, we cover the rent, we cover the pianos, and there's very little revenue left. And I cannot live on it. It just wouldn't. It's impossible. It's like a very expensive hobby for me. It's like this passion that I have, but and the online business, on the other hand, was bringing me the money that my husband was able to retire from work and start working in our company. And we are both with the girls at home. And this like shift, like that we can do this together, that we will have enough money to sustain our lifestyle and take care for 2 kids actually right now. And this was like the deciding point that I knew that as a mom of 2 little kids, I will for many years not be able to teach offline so much, but I didn't want to give up on teaching. And as the community online grew, and we have so amazing students, it was like very easy actually to make this decision, because I love to be there with them in my online courses. And it's a win-win for both sides, because they love the courses, and thanks to the courses, I can have the life that I want. So it's like a win-win situation. Yeah.
A win-win situation. Yeah. So then you decided to really scale things up and, make this 6-figure and multiple 6-figure in dollars online business. What was the steps you took to actually do that? Now you had at least one daughter, another one on the way. What were the steps that you took?
Well, I began following a Czech entrepreneur, which you know very well. Her name's Ingrid Dach, and she is in your courses. And she kept talking about Sigrun, who has this amazing method for online women entrepreneurs. And I was like, I just joined one of your webinars because I was so curious to learn. I actually love learning, and I knew that I'm a professional in piano playing and teaching, but with online business, we achieved 6 figures, but I was overworked. I was doing everything, but nothing. There was no structure, no strategy, no plan, and I didn't have these tools. I didn't know what to do. And then I joined your one of your workshops or something, and you talked about your program, which is called Momentum, and I was like, oh, this is exactly what I need. Like, it was like, it exists. This is a way for me. So very quickly took the decision after discussing with my husband, because I have never invested so much into my business before, into the education. And it was September 2021 or something like that. And it was very scary because we just took a mortgage to buy a new house. And I was so scared, like, this money, but I just took the step of faith, because I saw the amazing results that your students had, and I just joined in. I was like, I will do everything that Sigrun teaches. Like, I will follow every step that she tells, and I will definitely do results. And then there was this, it was I don't know, it was so life-changing for me to join Momentum at that time, because I had support that I never had before. I wasn't alone. I could come with any idea, or even like a stressful thing, or something that I didn't know what to do. I put the question into Facebook group, and in half an hour I got 15 responses, and I could like decide, okay, I may be like this, so I will try this strategy. And then, of course, your launch and sell program, which was part of Momentum. It was so amazing. I launched for the first time with your method.
Yeah.
Yes, properly. I was just following your steps. I didn't know what I was doing, you know. I was like just following your advices. And in 3 months after joining Momentum, I had my first 50K launch. And that just, it blew me away, you know. I was like, wow, how is this possible, you know? And this is where I really like felt like when I have the strategies and support and accountability that I can like rely on, like somewhere else, I'm not alone. I don't feel alone, and it just helps me so much to grow.
And you have grown amazingly. You know, then you had your second daughter, and that didn't stop you. You know, some women think like, oh, take a break from the business or maybe not continue, but you had other plans.
Yes. Well, my Momentum subscription ended, I think, like month before I gave birth to my second daughter. And I was like, exactly, now I need to take a break because I will have the baby. And so I had the baby. And after 4 months, when I was not in your world, I was like not in any of your programs. There were the 12 days of masterclasses, which I joined during Christmas. And I watched and I got this amazing energy back. I was like, oh, I miss it so much. So at the end of January, I joined Momentum for the second time because I felt that another year without the support, I would just, I don't know, maybe go down or disappear, or I just needed it. And it's doable even with the baby, you know. It was a really great decision because apart from being a mother, I had this time off where I could study and work on my business, and my husband was babysitting when I needed, you know, the few hours a day. So we just made it work. And yeah, and the second year it grew even even more.
Even more.
Yeah.
Now cross the magical multiple six figures. How does that feel?
I don't know how to describe it. I was, you know, I don't know if I can talk about it, but the moment I joined Momentum and learned that there's another, there's the red circle, you know, and I saw these amazing, I was like, oh, I wish one day to be part of that. And I was like, I don't know if I can bring my business to this level because it's piano teaching online and I live in a small country where people do not earn much. But then I was like, you know, let's just give it a try and do my best. And I love what I'm doing, so I will be doing it anyway. I pushed some things into place. The second year in Momentum, I finished my funnel, my first funnel, so that I learned how to do Facebook ads to grow my list. So I just, you know, completed another part of the business.
Yeah.
And then the launches became more successful, like,
Yeah.
you know, as a result of that. And at the beginning of December, I had the last launch on this year because I was still like missing this some amount to be able to join the red circle. And I made it the third day of the open card at this launch. And I was like, yes, it's like I did it. You know, I couldn't even, I cannot tell you how happy I am. It happened, but it was also a very, I was not, it was not an accident that it happened because there was a strategy behind it. There was a long list building, a long runway before the launch. And then, yeah.
You had a goal and you didn't just have a goal, you know, you didn't just say, I want to make this money. You had a reason. You know, I often say money needs purpose because we're not in business just to make money. We are in business to change our lives and other people's lives.
Yeah, that's very true, actually. So I wanted to join Red Circle so much. I was like doing everything that I would really make this possible.
And how has this changed your life? You know, you said you retired your husband. He is there to support you, take care of the kids. Of course, the kids are both yours. But, you know, how has this changed your life to have such a successful online business?
It made me feel that it's possible, you know, that I can be actually somebody who inspires others in my community because we are a very tight-knit community, like the piano players and piano teachers in Czech Republic. We have wonderful education musical system. And I took on me to be on a mission to inspire even other piano teachers right now, because I see the blank spots in the system and I try to fill it. And I also a huge milestone for me this year was also that in June my own method was published by a very renowned publishing house, Berenreiter. So I have my own book, and it now is in all the elementary music school that children are taught by my method. And it made me feel like, you know, not like this small girl from a little town who is like, oh, what will everybody think when I do this or that? And now I feel much stronger, or much bolder, maybe, you know, in what I'm doing, much more certain that this is the right way. And I can see that my method actually really helps people and makes them happy at the piano. And it's like much bigger than myself right now. Like, it's becoming bigger. And that's also the reason why I wanted to join Red Circle, because I think it's also a way for me to really become a lighthouse for all the piano community, someone who helps people and they know they can rely on it, as the same way you helped me to you know, on my journey. Like, to have someone who tells them this is how you should solve this piano problem, and it's okay that it takes time, and so that people are not afraid of playing the piano and they actually enjoy it. And when they have the right strategies and the right support, then they can have amazing results. And it makes me tremendously happy that this is happening in my life. And then I'm like at the center of it. It's like some fairy tale, you know. It's like very hard for me to find the right words for it.
Yeah. Well, I think you have turned into a lighthouse just here during this interview, because you have just inspired hundreds and thousands of women who are going to listen or watch this later on. They see you are so excited. That's always so exciting to also interview someone who just achieved amazing milestone, because then you are still at the high, you know, 6 months later or a year later, we are not as excited, because then we have new goals. And we are so fortunate to talk to you today, because, you know, your joy and excitement and pride just shines from you and your story. And I am so happy that you gave us this time today on Eva. You know, there are women out there that just need to hear exactly this today, and they needed to hear it from you. So thank you.
Thank you so much for inviting me. It's been an honor.